scandal. Joining us now, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Mike Rogers of Michigan. Mr. Chairman, thanks for coming on this morning.
Good to see you.
So we know that the president said he was totally unaware that the ObamaCare website had problems until it launched. Now we know that he met 18 times with Kathleen Sebelius, who was in charge of that website. Is that a plausible claim?
Boy, I don't know. And it's 3 weeks right before the launch. So this wasn't 18 times over a year. This was about 18 times plus phone calls in the matter of about 3 weeks leading up to the launch of the website. We knew that their own advisors were telling them this thing is not ready, it's not secure. I think they're political. They were married to a political timeline that really wasn't in the best interest of people who were trying to really honestly go on the site and get access to health care. The problem was they decided it was that it was okay to expose those people to the risks of an unsecured website.
Yeah, well, that is absolutely true, obviously, in hindsight. So, Mr. Chairman, Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, as you know, is suing the president in a class action lawsuit over the NSA spying. And I'm wondering, just take 3 steps back. I know you have been a supporter of that program. Why does having the ability to read my email and listen to my telephone conversations make this a safer country?
Well, the good news is they're not reading your email and they're not listening to your phone calls. And that has been the most frustrating thing for me, a former FBI guy and a skeptic of government that makes me a Republican. That's just not what's happening. The reason we have this program that the whole kerfuffle is over is because a safe house, an al-Qaeda safe house in Yemen, called into the United States prior to 9/11 and said, go ahead, launch the attack. We missed that part. And so the 9/11 Commission said you ought to fill in that gap. So what this is phone records. It's not even names or addresses are in this database. No names, no addresses. So some notion that they're recording your phone call or reading your emails is just wrong.
Really? Is it wrong? How do I know that? Because, I mean, Mr. Clapper got up and said that there was no surveillance of American citizens. He turned out to be lying. Congress doesn't have oversight of this, as you know. Just your committee. The average congressman does not have access to this data. So how can I believe that? Why should I believe that?
Well, you have a bipartisan group who, again, who are skeptics, including, crazy left-wingers like Michelle Bachmann, who looked at this program. We oversee this program. We set up the protocols to protect that information, to meet the Fourth Amendment test. And I supported it when it was classified because we went through that rigor, and I support it now because we went through that rigor. The problem is it's really hard to argue the facts of this when people are saying you're listening to my phone calls and you're reading my emails. If you're a United States citizen, if they're doing that and the NSA is doing that without a proper warrant, they're going to go to jail.
Then why not let Congress oversee it? Why not give every member of Congress, duly elected members of the legislative branch, the authority to find out what is really going on with this program?
Yeah, well, they have, and they are, and we have briefings in our committee. When it was reauthorized, members had the opportunity to come to the committee and learn about it. The judiciary got regular updates. The Judiciary Committee got regular updates. And then it is for those of us who have the highest clearances, because I do believe that compartmentalized classified information is important. And remember, what we're talking about now is this huge leak of defense information, not NSA information.
I understand.
So this whole thing has gotten wrapped around the axle, and I think it's dangerous. Yeah.
Well, that part is impossible to defend. Mr. Chairman, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, thanks, Tucker.
Coming up, if you're going to break into a jewelry